Just talk us through the squad changes. We've seen a few guys drop out. Obviously, Oliver Pratt's among the players back in as well.
Yeah, great to have Pratty back. Just he's come late into contention. Really, we're expecting him back after the break. But he's trained really well. He's come through his injury fast. He's a young, explosive player. Does not like being injured. So I think our physios are happy for him to pass him back to us as fast as they can. Really. But which is great. I thought last time we played Leeds, Pratty was very dangerous. He's having a great season. So no, timely for him to come back into contention.
You got Caleb dropping out as well, among others. What's the issue there?
Yeah, obviously, Caleb's massive for us. He's picked up a calf injury in training, which is not like him at all. He's one of our most durable players. So just having a bit of a torrid run with stuff like that at the moment. We're not sure how significant, how bad yet, but he's out of contention for the next couple of games. So a bit of a blow, but it gives opportunity for someone else to come in, and the boys are much like that. They love it when someone else gets an opportunity to play. So someone else will gets his spot on the bench, and we go from there. But obviously, big blow for us. He's been awesome for us this year, Caleb.
Big blow for him as well because he's just fresh back, isn't he, from another injury?
Yeah, he was kind of carrying that. He was a bit of the shoulder injury he's been carrying was just he's just been cracking on. He said, I can handle it. I can play with it, and that just shows the character that he's about. He's a proper player, is Caleb. And he came back the same as when he left, really, still top form. Really, he'd worked really hard and while he was out injured on his running and his fitness and the minutes he's playing, what he's got to since he arrived here is incredible. So his work ethic is awesome, and obviously we're going to support him through this little injury he's got. Obviously it's not too bad, hopefully. So big blow for us, but someone else gets an opportunity to take his spot and do a job for the team.
Thomas Doyle's dropped out as well as what's the
Yeah,
issue there?
Tommy picked up an injury playing reserves. He had an untimely. I think this season's just been littered with some of that kind of stuff. And they didn't get a proper pre-season. It's his first look at Super League. Just been unfortunate. Um, and he puts himself about and he plays real physical. And I just think that's just caught up with him a little bit with some of the stuff. So Tom this needed some time in reserves to get it. Unfortunately, it picked up a rib injury in that. So it's fortunate for him, but that shouldn't be too long term. That one, just a knock.
And Isaiah's suspended, isn't he? Is that one that you've just got to cop?
Yeah, it is what it is. That one. I think we looked at it. I think it is. It's just the points accumulation and how the system works. Just another challenge for us. Really, someone like I said steps up, and I mean losing Caleb, Isaiah then would step up into that slot for us. But and then we found out after training that he'd been pulled. So just a few sidewinders coming at us in training, but that's the game. That's the game, and that's for a reason we love it, and that's why we've got a deep squad. Someone's got to step up, fill that one as well. So no, challenging, but we've still got a really strong team out this weekend.
And you're used to it as well, aren't you? Chopping and changing, especially in the pack. Does that give you confidence that you can go out against Leeds and just
Yeah,
put
it's
in the
all
usual
the
team?
challenges. If that's anything, we've realised how deep we are in our squad and people that can handle it, and we've got a team that we're comfy throwing players in, moving some players about out of position. They got to do a job for the team, and it's a real strength of ours that we've got a squad that can do that, and the boys are willing to do it. To see the benefits and the strengths in that, and everyone doing the job for the team. So, no, it's definitely something. I just think everyone's desperate to play in this game as well. So, as much as players drop out to play in this game, Leeds at home is probably one of the biggest games that we'll have this year. I know every game's big, but Leeds at home probably sell-out crowd. Big fixture before the break, and it's definitely one we need to get after. So everyone's desperate to play in it.
Ollie Russell as well. Is he a genuine option? I know your half's going play pretty well last week, but he's back fit now, isn't he? He's benefited from that loan stint.
100% he's benefited from it. Yeah, it's an awkward injury that for a halfback, that injured hand that he had. So yeah, definitely bits where Ollie's he's an option for us. Definitely, he can play a couple of different positions as well. So he gives us versatility. He also gives us that competition for places that keeps us fresh. But yeah, we'll be trying to look for some consistency in our spine, if I'm honest, if we can. Obviously, that's taken out your hands sometimes, but He's just got to keep fighting his way back into the team as well. Improving the areas that we challenge him on, but he definitely offers us something different. And I think while he has been off, he has improved in a few areas of his game. So definitely looking forward to seeing Ollie back fully fit.
Could we see him off the bench tomorrow?
But potentially, we're still waiting on a couple of bits from today, but yeah, they won't be starting, but potentially off the bench.
Yeah. And you mentioned a big game against Leeds. In terms of the playoff race as well, you got a bit closer to St Helens, didn't you, last week? You can reel Leeds in a bit with a win tomorrow.
100%. Yeah, in the context of our season, yeah, it's an important game. You don't want to go into this break on a poor performance or a loss. So we're just looking at building on what we did last week, which is a little bit inconsistent from we did an awesome job against Catlan, but then disappointed ourselves against Hull, and then had a big refocus. Had some key players come back into the team last week who did really well. Uh, so I was hoping for a bit more consistency in our performance areas and some of the stuff there that makes us perform really well. So, and obviously it Leeds, one of the most consistent teams, you'd say. Everything they do, you can see the coaching there has had a real big influence on them. The players are full of confidence. So it's you know what you're going to get from them. So we have to be very good.
And obviously, you won big at Huddersfield, and then you watch Hull go to Wigan and win the day after. As a player, did you used to keep an eye out for those kinds of results? Did it deflate you in any way at
They
all?
can do if you let it get that way, but it's still there's still quite a lot of games to go. That's the game. That's the up and down, and that's why we love it. I don't think it should affect you. Uh, it just it just makes your own performance. It's in our hands. Is this? It's in our own hands, and we can't. What it does, it reminds you can't worry and hope that someone else does the job for you.
Yep.
So that doesn't happen. If anything, that game just shows that is no one else is going to do this for you. If you want to go and be a top 16, you've got to go and do it yourself. And you've got to take ownership of that and you've got to make sure you're performing. Now, every game we play now basically is important game. Is we've got to take the wins when they come along. Every chance we get to win, we got to win. I think just if it comes down to that at the end of the year, I just think there's been a few games this year where we haven't been able to close out some of those close ones. So as a team and an improvement area for us as a new team, as a youngish team, is learning that as well moving forward.
And they have been close games with Leeds this year, haven't
Very
the two ahead of Leeds? So you're expecting one in a similar theme.
100%, 100%. We're prepared for that. So yeah, very very tight. As expected, difficult to break down. They're really dangerous with the ball. So we've just got to be on it. You've got to be your attack's got to be flowing, and you've got to nail it to get points on them. But then because they are dangerous and the reactive play they have got and the dangerous players they have got out wide and the creative players they've got in the middle, they test you everywhere. So you've just got to be switched on. 80 minutes switched on, no knockoffs.
Yeah, it's an exciting part of the season. Obviously, you know, from your playing days as well. Are you a bit of ahead of where you thought you'd be as a club? You going in there as an assistant. Do you think you'd be in this position now?
Yeah, I just thought we were just taking it bit by bit. If I'm honest, we didn't really set. We go right. You'd like to make those like the playoffs and stuff like that. We're always asking, is that unrealistic? It's a young group. There's every time we go away, I always think how many players that we've got in our squad that have never played at these stadiums and in these games, and that's normally quite a high amount. Sometimes double figures. So you go, it's an experience, but it's also an aid as well. There's no scars or anything in these boys. They're just fresh. They're hungry. They want to get after it. And the stuff I spoke about earlier around just realizing how deep we were, I don't think we realized that at the beginning of the year. So the more you realize that, and the more you realize you've got players that can hack it and can deal with Super League pressure and can play at this level, and they've got big ceilings that they're nowhere near reaching yet. There's so much to get excited about in this group, and that's what we feel as a coaching team. And I know the players feel it as well that there's so much more growth in us. So really excited to see where we can get. And yeah, obviously getting around challenging for playoffs and getting in there would be a big bonus to this year as well.
Yeah, just one final one, as I touched on earlier, just about everyone seems to be looking at Wakefield and Hull and maybe Warrington as well. But if you beat Leeds, like I say, you can reel them in. Is it important you get as many teams a bit jittery above you as well?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think teams will be nervous about playing us because on our day we're really we're very good, and I mean, that's for us to keep being more consistent. But yeah, for us, it's a massive game. This, not worrying about what it does to anybody else. As I said before, is we control our own fate. In our eyes, is if we're good enough, we'll get in that top six. If we aren't, it'll be down to what we've done. Will be the reason why not. So, no, I'm not really focused on the teams around us, what they're up to. We've just got to focus on ourselves.
You mentioned at the top about Ollie Pratt potentially coming back. I know you've quite a bit of involvement with him, and he's found it beneficial learning from you the time that you've been at the club. I just wondered, from your perspective, how you viewed his progression and particularly how he's taken to Super League this year.
But yeah, he's done what we expected him to do. Really, he's living up to his potential. I think for Ollie, it was initially last year, he was finding the confidence, someone backing him and letting him. I think with young players, is the hardest thing is to cop the mistakes that they make and the errors. But unless they make them, they never improve. And the fortunate thing about last year is they were surrounding such a good team that we could afford some of those. And but the most impressive thing about Ollie is his mindset to improve, the stuff we speak to him about. He's when he's on it, he's the last off the training field. He has he creates a plan, how he wants to improve. He's always got good questions, and he's not letting anything get in his way. Really, he's controlling it, and then there's a group of young players with him now that are doing the same thing. So Corey Hall, Cam Scott, Josh Rocks, those kind of guys who we're seeing a big improvement in them is they're grabbing hold of it themselves. We've just put some things in place with them, but it's on them really. We put a lot of ownership on the players to make sure they're doing what they can do and planning, and then actually executing the plans and thinking about the game. I think the most of the credit goes to those boys. They're grabbing hold, but Ollie was probably the first one that's massively dug into that, and I think he sees the rewards in actually working on his game, both his physical and his mental game, and learning from watching himself, and wanting individual hunting for individual coaches to do his reviews with him, to then his extras and things like that. Then he applies it in training. So then he sees his rewards by the performance on the pitch, and then it looks after itself. So he's a great case study, is Ollie, really, for that, because he's been awesome. He's been awesome at that kind of stuff, and he's still such a young player. So
Mm.
there's still bits in his game where he's gonna come short. But every time he played against Percival, beginning of the year, and Percy was awesome. He's a class player, and he learned so much just playing against them, which shows he's maturing as a player, and he knows where he wants to get to.
With Ollie, does that mindset, that mentality indicate to you someone who can improve a lot more? Like you say, he's very, very young still.
100%. Yeah, he's one of those players I was talking before about his 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 ceiling and just where it is, and just how high it is above him. Is so much more growth in him, physically, mentally, and then his skill wise. And what he's doing now is we can keep developing him. Wow, it's a potential international centre there. So especially with his mindset and his work ethic.
You mentioned some of those other centres. Mentioned Corey Hall. I think he seems to have come on quite a bit recently as well. Would you say?
Yeah, yeah, I think everyone knows how talented Corey is. He's been around Super League a few years now, but yeah, and he just needed to find a home, I think, settle in, and he's still so very young as well. You forget, 'cause he's 22 years old, so just so young, the outside back. So, but it's like I said before, it's a great group, and they're really encouraging each other and they're pushing each other, um, which is awesome to see.
And to bring up one other, Jaden Myers, of course, had to wait some time for his opportunity this season, of course, but took it well last week for sure.
Yeah, just Jaden was it's raw talent. We played against him last year. Bradford, he played in the centre, played on the wing, and we always thought there was a bit Tom Johnson in. So I know he like wants to like play centre, but I see a winger in him if I'm honest. Just
Right.
the way he carries and stuff, and his yardage carries, and just how athletic he is. He'd make a good both really, centre wing. But you see how athletic he can be, his footwork, as you saw his try at the weekend. He was up for the ball. It was Tom-esque in itself, and as a
Yeah.
player like that, you're going, wow, that's a fair player to follow in his footsteps, really. But same again. someone who's got some great raw talent who we're just spending time developing. And he's you see him out the training field. He's jumped in with those lads I mentioned before and he's working hard on his game, and which he's got to because now he's got his chance to keep playing and hold that spot down.
Does he still need persuading that he's best as a winger then? Or do you just show him those tries back over and over?
No, we'll just keep developing both sides, and where he fits in the team, he fits in the team where we need him. I mean, any player now that can cover more than one position is so valuable. So we'd never pigeonhole someone like that who is encouraged to play two positions or even three. So no, we'll just keep developing his overall game, and the more he plays both, the better it becomes at his primary position. It's as simple as that. So for Jaden, if he learns to become a good centre, it mean he'd be a great winger. So if he understands the position inside him, no, we'll just keep growing him and see where he ends up. He's so young, you can't pigeonhole him that he's going to be a winner. When I looked at him, I just thought there's a bit of Tom in there really around that how he moves and stuff.
You mentioned him a lot there. How is Tom? I think last time we spoke to Paul, he was going to see a specialist.
Yeah, that's still up in the air. Just like what his plan is going to be back. We're not expecting him back in the coming weeks. Really, it's such an high performance athlete, really, because we've had to deload him really and get him right really because he was in a bit of a pickle. So he'd need his load fully building back up before he's able to play a game. So absolute with no further forward really on it. I think they've got a better idea why he's got the pain. I'm not quite sure, so I don't want to come on the record and say anything I'm not sure about. But I think there's signs of improvement. Definitely, Tommy's moving a lot better. He's in training, he's in and around it. So there's good signs there. Just I can't give you a date on when he's back. I've got no idea what that looks like. I think they're waiting on the specialist to help out with that plan because it's quite a unique one. So hopefully not too long. Hopefully it's been great for people like Jaden to get a spot and a look at it, but for us, it'd be nice to get our senior players back out there sooner rather than later.
Do you think it's one of them where maybe manage it to the end of the season and then get it properly sorted out? It seems to be a bit of a complex one, really.
Yeah, I don't know. There's bits within it. I think there's a few different bits going on with there. So normally with those there's bits where you would manage and get fixed at the end of the year, but there's something else in there as well. So I don't quite know, but no, yeah. So he'd be keen, Tom. I don't think he'd want to lose the season. That's all. I don't think that's going to be the case. But no, yeah, there'll be so many players now coming at this time of the year where the managing stuff to the end of the year. That's every squad. Nearly all the players have bits like that going on. So imagine if he could do that, it would be the case. We'll have to see.